The IATF places more areas under the most relaxed Alert Level 1 status. Some oil companies are implementing price rollbacks starting today. Prices of some basic commodities like sugar and onions are up. Just a week before Election Day, Bongbong Marcos still leads the latest Pulse Asia survey. And with that, some presidentiables are trying to visit more areas this final stretch of the campaign period. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. More areas have been placed under Alert Level 1. The IATF has downgraded the status of Nueva Vizcaya and Misamis Occidental to the most relaxed alert level. The same goes for Talisay City in Cebu, as well as the towns of Antipas and Banga in North Cotabato. The Alert Level 1 status shall take effect until May 15. Oil firms are implementing a rollback on fuel products starting today. As of 6 a.m. today, 11 companies have cut diesel prices by 1 peso and 15 centavos per liter, and gasoline prices by 65 centavos per liter. Some companies have also slashed kerosene prices by 1 peso and 15 centavos per liter. All of this comes after the multiple price increments commuters saw over the past 2 weeks, with a big-time price hike last Tuesday. Government agencies are scrambling to find solutions for the rising prices of commodities such as sugar and onions. Shaila Francisco with the report.
To those who like their coffee and desserts extra sweet, you may have to tighten your belts as prices of sugar increased from last month. Based on the Agriculture Department's price monitoring, white sugar in some markets are reaching as high as 80 pesos. The Sugar Regulatory Administration explains production was affected by La Nina, with typhoons destroying sugarcane fields. Demand also increased now that the economy has fully opened. This is why the Trade Department continues to push for sugar imports.
Working with the SRA, talagang pinupush nga natin yung siguraduhin maraming supply ng sugar kasi naapektuhan ng Typhoon Odette yung local production. And as you know, we support local production. In fact, bili natin lahat ng locally produced. Pero pag ano yung gap sa demand, yung kakulangan at hindi ma-meet ng local supply yung demand, dapat i-allow yung importation. So we really have to continue with that policy. Basta kulang na yung local, allow importation para yung inflation natin ma-manage.
The agency says there are cheaper sugar, priced at 55 to 60 pesos in supermarkets under the Presyo Reasonable Dapat program. Meanwhile, prices of onions are also up in some markets with lean season coming up. To recall, some farmers complained about oversupply this past month. To address this, the DA launched its Sagip Sibuyas project. The DA says that this can help prevent price hike amid tight supply in the next 4 months. Under the project, farmer cooperatives or associations in Central Luzon or Mimaropa can be given up to 5 million pesos in capital grants to deliver onions to markets, buy onions, and set up cold storages to extend its shelf life.
Ang challenge natin dyan kasi the succeeding month, hindi na ganun ka-supply ganun kadami ang ating supply. So we have to extend the shelf life to be able to compensate for the sa kulang na production in other months. We are able to put all those sibuyas sa cold storage facilities, then monthly, May, June, July, August, at least for the next 4 months, meron tayong steady supply.
The DA has allotted 8 million pesos for the project. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
Just a few days before the 2022 elections, and Ferdinand Marcos Jr. remains the top presidential choice among Filipinos, at least according to the latest Pulse Asia survey. And now that we're in the final stretch of the campaign, can other candidates still catch the frontrunner? Shaila Francisco returns with this report.
With With 7 days left before the polls, there's high likelihood of a Ferdinand Marcos Jr. win, at least in the latest Pulse Asia survey. The April survey would show that he's still miles ahead, sustaining his 56% mark from March. His closest contender, Vice President Leni Robredo, is a far second, dipping 1 point to 23%. That's after her 9-point rise back in March. This puzzles political pundit Denise Coronacion, who thought that Robredo was gaining momentum.
Kasi nga, after she was able to overcome yung sinasabi ng mga analysts na 16% na cap niya, I would have to say na yung kay Bongbong Marcos, very strong talaga yung kanyang yung kanyang campaign ever since. On the other hand, for Leni Robredo, it has always been an uphill climb.
But Robredo's camp is still looking at the numbers with optimism, saying the survey did not capture her recent massive rallies, including the one in Pasay City. But political analyst Ed Montayao is not keeping his hopes up for the VP's camp.
We've had a long campaign period. If that long a time did not result in any change, how much more can we expect a change in these remaining few days in the run-up to the election day?
Tayo, in fact, said the ranking of those trailing Marcos is no longer significant.
Even if you put together all the numbers of the contenders, hindi sila aabot doon sa frontrunner kasi more than 50%.
But in the April survey, Senator Manny Pacquiao edged Manila Mayor Isko Moreno for the third spot. The survey period covers the controversial Manila Pen press con of Moreno and other presidential bets, where he asked Robredo to drop out of the race.
Yung mga Isko supporters, they got disappointed with it. Since Manny Pacquiao was not there, obviously siya yung nakinabang.
Moreno's camp has yet to comment on his job, while Pacquiao thanked his supporters.
Alam mo, ang sa panahon ngayon, ang totoong survey sa ilalim. Kasi mas maraming taong naghihirap sa panahon ngayon.
As for the Marcos camp, they thank the public for their continued support. Shaila Francisco, VR One News.
Pulse Asia President Ronald Holmes admits their surveys have a big margin of error when it comes to reaching members of the socio-economic classes A and B. In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Holmes explained that it is usually difficult for their pollsters to reach out to wealthy Filipinos. Holmes says that some pollsters were barred from entering exclusive subdivisions, which affected the results of their survey. He also reminded the public that the most important survey that we need to consider is the election itself.
Hanggat hindi bumoboto ang tao, hindi natin masasabi na tapos na ang halalan. Ang nagdidesisyon dito ay hindi yung mga respondent namin sa survey. Yan ay sumasalamin lamang do sa disposisyon nung panahon na yun. Ang magdidesisyon kung sino mananalo ay ang bawat botante na may kanya-kanyang karapatan na pumili sa mga kandidato kung sino ang kanilang iaharap. Yan yung sovereignty ng voter na ating dapat gagalangin.
We only have 6 days left before the elections. Let's find out where candidates are headed today. The Marcos Sara tandem will be holding their Meeting de Avance today, and the event will be held in Guimbal, Iloilo. The program will start at 5:30 in the afternoon. Vice President Leni Robredo will be in Iloilo, and her team will be holding a province-wide pasasalamat program for supporters. Later this evening, the Vice President will be visiting Negros Occidental for a send-off program. She'll also be endorsed by Bacolod City's Team Ascenso and Grupo Progreso. Senator Manny Pacquiao will be campaigning in Marawi, where he's also expected to try to woo voters in the province of Cotabato. Senator Ping Lacson will attend a town hall meeting this morning in Muntinlupa. Expected attendees and voters are voters and supporters from Muntinlupa, Parañaque, Taguig, Pateros, and Las Piñas. Later this afternoon, he and his running mate Tito Soto will head to Nasugbu in Batangas, where they will hold another town hall meeting, this time with various sectoral groups, including farmers and fisherfolk. And the ruling party PDP Laban will be holding a campaign rally in Cainta, Rizal today. Here are the stories to watch out for later today. COMELEC's panel interviews begin And first on the hot seat is Calio Didi Guzman. And COMELEC will run its final testing of the vote-counting machines today. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Do join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.